Hi, my name is Daan Wesselman. I'm a scholar in the Literary and Cultural Analysis department. I'm standing here on the Bosselommerplein in Amsterdam West. It's a square that I know quite well. I see it every day from my window. My apartment's right across. The square is basically an enclosed market square with a couple of supermarkets and a parking garage downstairs and shops along the sides. Now, the first thing that's immediately apparent is that at the moment about a quarter of the shops are closed. There's simply no shops in them. So there's a relatively steady market on the square, but disappearing shops are a sign that something's not working here. Now, the second thing I notice is that these empty shop fronts are all covered by a well-designed campaign to promote some sort of local identity. But what sticks out the most is the difference between the people in the posters and many users of the square. The neighborhood has a relatively large population with a Turkish or Moroccan background, which is reflected in some of the shops. For example, there's a Turkish baker, a Turkish supermarket, and a Turkish bookstore. But the people on the posters don't seem to identifiably connect to that. The campaign's focus is ostensibly on local identity, but the representation of the people seems selective at best. Now, if you take into account that this neighborhood is rapidly gentrifying and that the campaign is backed by real estate developers and local government, the point seems clear to me. It represents an effort to actively shift the identity of the square. So my research question for the square would be, what aesthetic, rhetorical, and representational devices are being employed in this campaign, and how does that fit in with the aesthetics of gentrification, which is what my research focuses on? What I would look at are things like how the portraits visually appeal to representational practices on social media, for example, appealing to something like Humans of New York, and also the rhetoric involved, like how fusion appeals to a discourse of fusion cuisine or how bolo appeals to the discourse of gentrification of Soho in New York. It's not yet actually clear whether this will succeed or fail, so I think this is a nice case for studying the aesthetics of gentrification in action. And in the meantime, this is me capturing my bolo moment.